When you start a Pokemon adventure, you have one important choice. What profanity are you going to call your rival? And right after you that choice, you have another choice. What Pokemon starter are you going to use? And this is very important because this is the Pokemon that's going to stay with you from the beginning till the end, because it is against the Pokemon commandments that you box your starter. I can't campaign boxing your starter, guys. That's unforgivable. But today we're going to be ranking all the starters. We have Pokemon Winds and Wakes. Winds and Waves coming out. And we have 3 brand new starters. And we need to rank them. We need to see how they match up against the other starters. We're only going to be ranking the first stage starters because we don't know the new ones, middle and final Evo. So there's no point in ranking them on that because it's not fair. So we're going to rank them just solely based on their first stage. We're going to rank the brand new ones, see how they match up, and we're going to have a good time. And like and comment where you would rank these guys. But who's your favourite? You know, we all have a favourite. Let me know in the comments who's your favourite starter, and which ones did I get wrong, which ones did I get right. It's a matter of opinion. These are not facts. These are based on what I think of them. We're not doing stats because stats aren't fun. Vibes are fun. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to do these perfectly in order because that's the only way to do this. And we're starting off with Bulbasaur, right? And this one's a wee bit bittersweet for me because with Fire Red and Leaf Green coming out, I decided to try shiny hunt a Bulbasaur off start. I put 30 hours into trying to shiny hunt this shiny Bulbasaur, and I could not get him. For the life of me, could not get him. And when I seen people saying how many hours they put in, this around 30 as well, the people were saying you're still under odds. You know, you're not supposed to have it in 30 hours. That's when I tapped out. But I use Bulbasaur. I like Bulbasaur. I think Bulbasaur is a good medium. So I'm gonna put Bulbasaur in solid. Bulbasaur is a very solid Pokemon. It's the original grass type Pokemon. You know, I feel like because it was the first one, you can't go wrong with it. It's nostalgic. It's iconic. Charmander's an interesting one. Everyone's gonna really like Charmander, and I'm the same. Great choice. Charmander's a great choice. Little fire dragon. We've got the anime for it. The anime is just, it has the perfect intro for Charmander where you're rooting for Charmander the whole time. So you can't really go wrong with it. Right next to it, its water counterpart, Squirtle. I think Squirtle is the second best. Would I put him in solid above Bulbasaur though? Or is he a great choice? You know what? Squirtle Squad, great choice. So I think the closest to great choice is the best of the great choices. That's how we're going to do this. So I think this is spot on so far. Nah. I should explain my rankings. We've got 10 out of 10. Perfect. Can't go wrong. Only few will attain this. Great choice. Here's our good examples. Solid. Great example. I don't hate it, but I just don't really, And well, once we have a Pokemon there, you'll maybe understand a bit more. Why would you pick this Pokemon? And I feel like that could be my bottom tier. But Route 1 exclusively goes to Chikorita. I do not rate Chikorita. I was going to say hate Chikorita. That's too far. I don't like Chikorita as a starter Pokemon. I think as a normal Pokemon, Chikorita's good. I think Chikorita would be good as like a Oddish, a Gloom, a Vileplume. That's the level I have Chikorita. A starter? A starter's these guys. Look at these 3 guys. Those are starters. You're not going to find these guys running about besides a few games. But Chikorita, it'd be quite believable to me if Chikorita was running around in the wild. And that's why our first 10 out of 10, Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil is my boy. He was my first ever Pokemon. Cyndaquil. I love him to death. Love his Hisuian form. Beautiful, lovely. He deserves all the hype. A few allegations are going out about Cyndaquil. Don't listen to them. They're all fake. He hasn't been charged for anything. I don't even know why I brought them up. That's how bad the fake news is getting these days with Charmander and not Charmander. Whoa! I'm spreading fake news. The fake news with Cyndaquil, of course. So we've got Totodile. Now, with Cyndaquil being my favourite, you may think I don't like Totodile. And I would have Totodile down here. But how do you not like Totodile? Totodile it's better than Squirtle. I think Totodile it just has more personality than Squirtle, Look at that little photo of Totodile, he's not trying to aura form, he's gesture maxing, He's gesture maxing. Another 10 out of 10 is Trico. Trico's 10 out of 10. Trico is one of the coolest starters of all time. Trico, I don't think is anyone going to dispute me on Trico being 10 out of 10? Because I don't think you can, all the stages of Trico. I know we're not ranking them, but Trico is a 10 out of 10 starter. Perfect. Torchic. Nah. Blaziken, 10 out of 10. Combusken, pretty solid. Torchic's alright. It's cute and it turns into something amazing. But as a Pokemon, it's kind of similar to the Chikorita thing for me. I could see, in my head, I can see a load of Torchics in the wild. It just doesn't feel like a rare Pokemon to me, and that's just where I think Torchic's sitting at the minute. Mudkip. Do you like Mudkip? The old meme, of course. One of the first Pokemon memes. It has to be. It's older than the Helix Fastball meme. Mudkip's solid. Do I want Mudkip and great choice? You know what? We're gonna put top of solid We'll see how this balances out. Mudkip could get a promotion. It is very possible because I'm not. Mudkip's great. Mudkip is. We'll keep him solid for now, and we'll see who else joins him there, and we'll see if he deserves to be slumming up with those guys. Okay, now we're on the Gen 4. Turtwig's alright. You know, the whole. I love the Gen 4 starters. We bit of a spoiler. But Gen 4, Gen 3 and Gen 4 for me has no skips. You know, each one is 10 out of 10. The final evos, of course. Turtwig's cute, kind of. I would say it's better than Torchic. He is more of a starter to me than Torchic. That's where I'm sitting with Turtwig. He has more of a starter vibe, which kind of goes in his favour. Chimchar is a great choice, and I would put Chimchar third here if I can get him there. Chimchar third. Chimchar is a great Pokemon. Fire Monkey, perfect. You know, it's exactly what it needs to be. Personalities are, you know, the vibe is there with him. You know, had he became before Charmander, you know, would there be an argument there that he would be a bit better than Charmander? Could I make that argument right now? Could I make the argument that Totodile is better than Charmander as a first stage Pokemon? That's kind of came out of nowhere. Yes, actually, yes. Don't know if it's controversial. Charmander's dropped down 2 spaces randomly. We're on Gen 4 and Charmander has caught 2 strays and ended up third. Yes, okay, I'm happy with this, yeah. Charmander is good, he's nostalgic, but I feel like these two just have a bit more going on, you know? They just have a bit more going on for them. Right, down to Piplup. Piplup's great. I put Piplup a great choice as well, because this is a cute little penguin, you know? It's a good, cute starter, that's all it needs to be. Primplup's okay. It's a middle evolution, it's that awkward teenage phase with Primplup. It's alright. Empoleon is awesome. Empoleon is so sick. Ah. The 3 and I know I've said it before, 3 in Gen 4, 10 out of 10. Perfect. Snivy. Snivy. I feel like you're down here with a bit better than Torchic. I feel like I like Turtwig a bit more than Snivy. Just a bit though. Snivy doesn't move me. I think I've only used Snivy once or twice maybe. You know, Oshawott usually my go-to down there. I used Tepig the first time. Tepig I would put as a starter. Tepig's pretty good. You know, when I first played Black and White and I looked at those 3 Pokemon, Tepig was my choice. And this was before I knew what followed. And Emboar wouldn't be one of my favourites, to be honest. Emboar would not be one of my favourites. Samurott is pretty cool. Gen 5 I think has weakest starters. Don't know what's controversial. Very good games, weak starters. Although I would put Oshawott second and solid. You know, see, this is where Gen 5's sitting for me, you know. That's like my least favourite thing about playing Gen 5 is I have to pick a starter. Because I've beaten Oshawott to death. Firefighting Emboar just doesn't really move me. It's Snivy. You know? Okay, in the X and Y games, I picked Chespin. Because back in when X and Y came out, we saw the starters, we saw the middle evolutions, and the Chespin gang, we took a hit. We took a hit in the middle evolutions when we got Quilladin. And I stuck with him, and he was alright. So I think he's bottom of solid. He was alright. Fennekin is a cute starter, but I didn't like the middle evolution. I don't like the way Fennekin goes. Not that I don't like Delphox. I expected something a bit different when we got Fennekin, and when it didn't go that way. I think I was a bit more team Fennekin. And then I kind of moved to Chespin. Because I kept picking fire starters, and I was like, I kind of got hurt with Tepig. I want to go for the grass type this year, and I regretted it. But Fennekin's pretty good. I would put Fennekin also solid. Froakie's a great choice. Bottom of great choice. No, better than Piplup. No, yes, better than Squirt. No, not better than Squirt. No, I'm happy with how this is shaping up right so far. Froakie's good. Froakie has a great evolution line. It's a pretty consistently good. You know, it doesn't really dip or go too high. Oh, Greninja's pretty sick. Okay, but the whole Froakie line's great then. But yeah, I'm happy with where they've ended up. Yeah, I'm happy with these ended up. Could you make an argument that the Gen 6 starters are better than the Gen 5? Could an argument be made there? I think I could make that argument, and it's not something I've really thought too much. It's not something I've put too much thought into. Okay, now we're going to the Gen 7 starters. Now these ones are interesting. See, it is very hard just to rank the first stage. I am going to keep doing the first stage, but it's hard to rank them. Rowlet as a starter. I love Decidueye. Decidueye was my choice. And when I played this, and I did not regret it one bit, I really liked this. Rowlet's kind of the weakest part, but I would put him at the top of I. Litten's better than Fennekin. It's solid. Better than Chespin. Actually, Litten's pretty good. I like Litten. Third. It's third now. Poplio. I don't want to put you in Y, but you just don't have starter vibes to me. I'm not going to set him here for now. He has a, like, Mr. Mime vibe to me. You know, he just... I don't know if it's because it's a clown circus, you know, you just don't have a starter vibe for me, and I feel like it continues through the whole line for me. I don't like that line. Yeah, we need someone in Y. We need someone in Y, and Poplio himself, it's Pikimi. Now, the biggest disappointment. Sobble. This Pokemon is such a disappointment. I picked Sobble when I didn't know... Did we know the middle evolutions? I don't think we did. I don't think we did know them. I picked Sobble because I trusted Sobble. It was going to turn into a cool frog thing. I do not like Inteleon. I think it is the most creepiest looking thing I've ever seen in my life. And it's a bit disappointing, and I think I need this also goes in Y. Because... I think it goes in Y because I can't look at him the same. I can never choose Sobble again. I will never choose Sobble again because I don't like him evolved at all. Scorbunny. I should have trusted Scorbunny. Scorbunny I think everyone liked, and I think that's what kind of put me on. Scorbunny was quite popular, and it can't put me off. And so I think if I seen... What's the middle of it? It's Raboot, isn't it? With the little, like, he has like little snoot. Raboot's sick. And like, Cinderace is good. Scorbunny's a great choice. I think Scorbunny's a good choice. I think it's the only good starter in that game. Grookey, bottom of hide for me. Grookey doesn't move me. You know, he just does not move me. Okay, now we're getting into the fresh ones. Sprigatito. See, these Pokemon are new still, so they don't have that thing for me. I think Sprigatito goes Nide for me. Fuecoco goes to Solid, because he was about 4th in Solid, because Fuecoco is one of the most adorable starters to ever exist. I picked him, he was okay. He was okay. Yeah. Like, his evolutions were okay. He was adorable. That's all I needed him to be. Okay, then we got Quaxley. Bottom of Solid. Doesn't move me. You know what, actually, I need to do these 3 new starters. I did not know their names. Okay, so we've got the Pokemon names here. We've got Bright. Yes, of course, Bright is Bright. I know Bright. Pombon and Gakwa. I like Gakwa's name. I like them all, right? Okay, I do like them all. Bright, from appearance-wise, I would put in great choice. Pombon. This little guy is going to matter what he turns into, because he kind of seems like an ordinary Pokemon that's not a starter. And I think that would kind of put him around Solid. So I'd maybe put him... It's pretty adorable. I feel it's a wee bit disrespectful to put him over Bulbasaur, so we'll put him over Tepig. You know, he kind of mirrors Tepig there, doesn't he? So it kind of depends what he turns into for me, if I would pick him. Bright, I think I will 100% pick. Then we have Gakwa. Gakwa's pretty cool, but Gakwa doesn't look like a Pokemon. It looks fake to me, and I can't explain it. But I do like him. I think I'd put him with these guys in Solid. I think the jury's still out. They're still fresh. We don't have memories with them, you know. What I was saying about Charmander with the anime and stuff like that, I feel like it's important, you know. It adds more to that Pokemon. And so I'm obviously going to like him a bit more. So with these types of Pokemon, they're still new. So it's still out there. But listen, that's our final list. I feel like it's balanced. I feel like it's pretty balanced. 10 out of 10 we didn't go too hard on. We didn't really trash on a lot of Pokemon. Only these guys, you know. And I'm happy with that. I'm happy with who we trashed on. So... hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what I got wrong, because there's no... If anyone fully agrees with me, I'd be very surprised. But get in touch, because I will like you as a person. This is a good litmus test for a good friend. That was such a weird thing to say. Oh, jeez, I don't think I'll give it up. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, if I'm right. I'd love to hear your opinions. Everyone's going to have different opinions. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Like and comment and subscribe. I like when that number goes up. Who doesn't, you know? Come on.